All right, so let's talk about what we're doing in Freedom Flood as far as the technical part of it is, as far as strumming and just some of the other little additions that I'm doing when it comes to the chords. So the chords are very simple. They're the same four chords throughout the entire song. So it's again, we're capo 2. Your chord sheet might actually be in A, but because we're capo 2, we're playing it in the same. So basically, what we're playing is G, E minor to D to C. And the strum pattern is really simple, so I'm going to mute the strings so that you're able to hear what the strum pattern is. So now I'm going to sing with as I'm muting the strings, that way you can kind of feel where the chord changes are happening. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And that's pretty much the entire song, what those chords are going to look like. So let's talk about a couple other things that's happening here in between these chords. So we're starting off on this G. It's actually an A because it's capo, but we're playing it in the form of a G. So let's kind of put that together. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Now there's a couple other things that I'm doing whenever it comes to this song. There's some walk downs and some walk ups that I'm adding, and a little bit of things that I'm doing with the D as well whenever I play on that. So I want to show you those things. So we're going to start off on this G, and to get to the E minor, you can play it like we just did, where you just kind of go right into it, but it really adds something to the song whenever you kind of do a walk down. And what we mean by a walk down is, so the top part of my G here is obviously on this third, and then to get to the E minor, I'm going to go down to the second and then hit that E minor. So what that's going to sound like is this. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, I'm slowing it down a bit, there is freedom. So we're going G, walk down, right back into our strum pattern. A couple times on that E minor, I'll actually lift this finger off and add a... So what I'm doing is I'm putting this middle finger down at the very bottom string right here. So it's ready to, as soon as I lift my pinky off, I get this kind of feel. And then I'm hammering that pinky back on. So I'll show you kind of that in the context of the song now. So I'm going to do that walk down and then kind of show you the E minor part. Oh, there is freedom. So that's kind of what's happening with that E minor. You don't have to do that every time. You don't have to do that at all, but it kind of adds a little dynamic and a little feel to the song. We're kind of doing something similar when it comes to that D, where we're also utilizing that pinky just by... And so I'll kind of show you that also in the context of the song. So we're going to again start in the G, do the walk down, play with the E minor a little bit into that D. Lord, freedom. The Spirit of the Lord, there is. So you can see I'm kind of just moving that back and forth a bit. And you don't have to, again, do that every time, but just to add a little bit of dynamics to the song. Now, one other thing that we're doing to get up to that C is we're kind of doing a walk up. So we're going from that D, and then we're hitting right here on my A string, 2nd fret. We're going to go G. And that one's a little bit quicker. We're kind of just hitting that real quick just to get that feel. And so I'll kind of show you what that sounds like in the context of the song. So we'll start in the very beginning, and then I'm going to do all those little additions that we just talked about. Lord, there is freedom. With the Spirit of the Lord, there is freedom. So you see how I did that, where there was a... So basically, as far as the strum pattern goes, I'm going to do one where it's just kind of open. I'm keeping these fingers on, so it's... And then hitting this one, and then getting right into that C. So it's going to go... So let's kind of play them all together a couple times so you can try to play along with us if you can. Where the Spirit of the Lord is. Walk down. There is freedom. Lift to my pinky. Back on. Lift in it. Where the Spirit of the Lord is. There is freedom. Let's try that again. I kind of messed that E minor up a bit. Lift your eyes to heaven. There is freedom. Lift your eyes to heaven. There is freedom. Now, anytime I'm doing like the walk down or the walk up from the D, I'm kind of placing some emphasis on that, so you really can feel that, and it's really drawn out in the music. So like on, you'll notice I'll kind of focus on those top strings. So I'm hitting right in here. So it's. And then if I'm doing the pinky stuff, then I'll kind of focus more down on the bottom of the parts of the strings. So wherever my movement's happening is kind of where I'm focusing my strumming as well. And the same with the walk up. So whenever I'm doing that walk up, I know it's more happening in these bass strings, so I'm going to be hitting on those top 3 or 4 strings. So it'll look like... Notice there's not much movement happening on these bottom strings because I want the focus to be up here. So it's... And then I'll go right back into kind of a full strum pattern, so you're not completely leaving those out. So that's kind of the technical things when it comes to Freedom Flood.